essentially conduct like a holy war, effectively. It's just not called a religion, but it is a religion, sort of a woke holy war. And they're highly resistant to change, as is normal for religions.
When it comes to polarizing opinions, Elon Musk is the king. The billionaire behind Tesla, SpaceX, and that little $44 billion Twitter purchase, now X, has never been one to shy away from a heated topic. Whether he's championing humanity's journey to Mars or dismantling what he calls the woke mind virus, Musk is as subtle as a rocket launch. And when it comes to woke culture, Elon doesn't just disagree, he's on a crusade. Oh, and did we mention his son is part of this narrative too? Buckle up, because this story has everything: tech empires, family drama, and a hefty dose of controversy. Let's start with the basics. Musk's disdain for woke culture isn't exactly a secret. He's tweeted about it, talked about it, and even shaped some of his business decisions around it. But what exactly does he mean by woke culture? For Musk, it's not just a buzzword, it's an ideological battleground. He argues that woke culture prioritizes virtue signaling over meaningful action, creating an environment where dissent is stifled and free thought is under siege. And he's not pulling his punches. Musk sees wokeism as a sort of societal parasite, one that doesn't just stay in the realm of social media arguments, but seeps into institutions, innovation, and even personal relationships. If you're wondering where he gets the energy for this fight, remember, this is the guy who wants to colonize Mars. He's not known for half measures.
I think we need to be very cautious about anything that is anti-meritocratic, and anything that is that results in the suppression of free speech. So, those are two of the aspects of the woke mind virus that I think are very dangerous. Is that it's often anti-meritocratic. You can't question things. Even the questioning is bad. So, another way to.
Now, let's talk about the personal angle. Musk's fight against woke culture isn't just theoretical, it's deeply tied to his family. His relationship with his eldest child, Xavier, who now goes by Vivian Jenner Wilson, has been widely publicized. What started as a supportive relationship, Musk reportedly backed Vivian's gender transition, eventually turned into estrangement. Musk has openly admitted that their differing views on gender and societal ideologies created a rift. He's even said he feels like he lost his child to woke culture.
It is Vivian Jenner Wilson. I'm just going to come on here and say that I'm doing well. I'm doing fine, actually. And I am formulating a response and whatnot. It's being worked on. It's being worked on. Just hold your goddamn horses for 5 more seconds, okay? I promise it's getting worked on.
It's heavy stuff, and it's clear Musk takes it personally. In interviews, he's expressed grief and frustration, describing how he initially tried to understand and support Vivian's journey, but later became critical of the ideologies he believes influenced those decisions. Whether you agree with him or not, it's obvious that this issue hits close to home.
I was essentially tricked into signing documents for one of my older boys, Xavier. It wasn't explained to me that puberty blockers are actually just sterilization drugs. And so I lost my son, essentially. They call it dead naming for a reason.
Yeah,
All right, so the reason it's called dead naming is because your son is dead. So my son Xavier is dead.
Now, let's pivot to Musk's grand stage for tackling woke culture, Twitter. When Musk bought the platform in 2022, it wasn't just a business move, it was a statement. Musk framed the acquisition as a fight for free speech, promising to turn the platform into a haven for open dialogue. His critics, of course, saw it differently, accusing him of enabling harmful rhetoric under the guise of free speech. One of Musk's first moves after taking the reins? A major overhaul of the workforce. Thousands of employees were let go, many of whom Musk believed were proponents of woke ideologies. It was a dramatic shakeup that sent shockwaves through Silicon Valley and beyond. Supporters cheered him on as a disruptor, detractors called him a tyrant. Either way, it was clear Musk was on a mission. Musk's disdain for woke culture culminates in his frequent use of the term woke mind virus. He's described it as an intellectual pathogen, one that infects discourse and paralyzes progress. According to Musk, this virus thrives on outrage, shutting down opposing views under the guise of moral superiority. It's not just about politics for him, it's about protecting the freedom to innovate, question, and even fail without fear of being cancelled.
Almost synonymous would be cancel culture. And obviously people have tried to cancel you many times.
Many times.
Yeah, I mean,
every week.
yeah.
From left and right. I've had it from both sides.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. People, you and I are both like in that little group of people. Maybe it's a bigger group now.
Yeah.
Who are called conservative, who haven't really changed. I don't think of you as a conservative.
I'm definitely, yeah, like, I at least think of myself as a moderate.
He's made his stance crystal clear. Wokeism, in his eyes, is a threat to everything from technological progress to societal cohesion. And he's not content to sit back and watch. Musk has framed his fight against woke culture as a broader mission to safeguard free speech and open dialogue, values he sees as fundamental to a functioning society. Of course, not everyone is on board with Musk's crusade. Critics argue that his rhetoric oversimplifies complex social issues and that his version of free speech disproportionately amplifies harmful or regressive viewpoints. The backlash was particularly intense following his changes at Twitter, with many accusing him of creating a hostile environment and undermining the platform's previous efforts to combat hate speech and misinformation.
You're working on some of those problems, but the problem of wokeness specifically, you mentioned that's like a mind virus and it's destructive. And why do you think wokeness is so destructive?
I'm interested in your opinions too. But, you know, like, I mean, generally, I think we should be aiming for like a positive society, and you know, that it should be okay to, you know, be humorous. Like, you know, like we should like wokeness basically wants to make comedy illegal.
But Musk doesn't seem fazed. He's doubled down on his commitment to transforming Twitter into a free speech platform, even as advertisers pulled back and users debated the platform's future. For Musk, the controversy isn't a bug, it's a feature. He thrives on being at the center of the storm, and this fight is no exception. To understand Musk's fight against woke culture, it helps to look at his broader philosophy. Musk is, at his core, a disruptor. Whether it's electric cars, reusable rockets, or underground tunnels, he's always sought to challenge the status quo. His views on woke culture are no different. He sees it as an obstacle to progress, a force that prioritizes conformity over creativity. This isn't to say Musk is entirely consistent. He's been known to swing between political ideologies, supporting liberal causes at one moment and conservative ideas the next. What remains constant is his focus on individual freedom, whether it's the freedom to explore space, innovate new technologies, or speak your mind without fear of retribution. Love him or hate him, Musk's battle against woke culture is part of a larger cultural conversation. At its heart, the debate is about the balance between accountability and freedom. On one side, proponents of woke culture argue for greater inclusivity and social justice, often advocating for accountability in public discourse. On the other side, critics like Musk warn against the dangers of overreach, where the quest for justice stifles dialogue and innovation. It's a debate with no easy answers, and Musk's involvement ensures it will remain in the spotlight. His critics accuse him of using his platform and wealth to push an agenda that aligns with his grievances. His supporters, meanwhile, see him as a necessary counterbalance to a cultural tide they believe has gone too far. If history is any guide, Musk isn't slowing down. His platforms, from Tesla to X, give him unparalleled reach, and he's not shy about using it to push his ideas. Whether it's through interviews, tweets, or high-profile business moves, Musk will continue to shape the conversation around woke culture and free speech. As for his personal story with Vivian, it's a reminder that these debates aren't just theoretical. They affect real people and relationships, sometimes in deeply painful ways. Musk's journey, both as a father and a public figure, shows the complexities of these issues. Elon Musk is nothing if not divisive. His fight against woke culture has earned him both passionate supporters and vocal critics. Whether you see him as a champion of free speech or a disruptor sowing chaos, there's no denying his influence on the cultural landscape. Musk doesn't just talk about change, he forces it, for better or worse. And in this battle against woke culture, it's clear he has no intention of pulling any punches, even if it means facing criticism from all sides, including within his own family.